What's going on? It's your boy CJ Goodfella back with the Boxing Clinic. One time for the one time. Today we talking about Oscar Golden Boy Bernard and HBO. They'll tell you how much of a clown fight McGregor and Floyd Mayweather is, and then in the same breath they'll tell you how they not worry about it impacting their pay-per-view fight that they're having on their network and their promotional company with Canelo and Triple G. Alright, if you're not worried about it, why are you talking about it freely at every press conference? If a media member asks you, no comment. I'm not talking about this. We're talking about Golovkin and Canelo. And what's funny is, you talking about the HBO side real quick first, is when Floyd Mayweather was on HBO, he was the greatest thing since sliced bread. He jumped ship. He's satanic. We don't like him. We hate him. Fuck him. When he was on there, he was the greatest thing since sliced bread. I did a video about, they commentating being at an all-time worst, and Andre Ward and Kovalev second fight. Just a slob fest on Kovalev. I thought they was going to, pull his pants down and give him fellatio. And I'm just being real. And then people say, in the same thing, people said was, well, Roy Jones was being biased towards Andre Ward. Well, who was gonna support Andre Ward on that whole telecast? Kellerman, Harold Letterman, and a motherfucking Jim Lampley slobbing down Kovalev. So Roy Jones had to bring some fucking balance to the telecast, and people up in arms talking about Roy Jones. And obviously, Roy Jones was seeing something because Andre Ward ended up stopping Kovalev. But do you hear motherfuckers talk about that? Absolutely not. But Oscar talking about, I'm not worried about it. I'm not this, I'm not that. I'm taking offers from venues all across the world. At the end of the day, there's only one offer that he wanted, and that was the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, September 16th, for the simple fact that that's where A-listers and B-listers and C-listers go to see fights. That's the fight capital. If he didn't secure that date at the T-Mobile Arena in time to let Mayweather and McGregor do it, nobody was going to see Canelo Triple G on the same day. If they chose the Thomas and Mack, if they chose LA Dodger Stadium, if they chose the Mandalay Bay, wherever they could have did it at. No, it was second rate. It was just a second rate play, so he had to secure Las Vegas, and that was the battle won. So he won the battle. Can he win the war? And the war that he said is not existing, but it is existing because you keep talking about it. You're worried about it. You put an open letter out to fans talking about don't support the fight. You think hardcore fans already know. We know better to support the fight. We don't give a fuck. We know it's a clown fight. We know it's a mismatch. If we buy it, it's just a simple fact that we ain't have shit else to do on that Saturday, or we just want to see fucking McGregor cry and get knocked the fuck out or get beat down real bad. At the end of the day, we've spent $60, $70, $80 before for shitty ass fights. They call it Mayweather McGregor a clown fight. What was Chavez Jr. and Canelo? That was a fucking clown fight. Chavez Jr. didn't win the fucking round, right? You don't expect McGregor to win a round. So, you spent your money on that. You supported that bullshit. And they knew fucking Chavez Jr. didn't have a chance at that weight. Understand? So he just going, both of these entities is going out their way to tell you don't do this, don't do that. But if it was on HBO and Oscar was promoting it, he'd be tell you how great this fight was, how great Floyd was, how great McGregor was. Hypocrisy at its finest. It's an agenda to fucking twist the fans, around and thinking, Triple G and Canelo is this all-time great fight, which is a great fight. But we've seen fights like this fail before at the highest level. Fail to deliver. There's no sure thing in a pay-per-view fight. There's no sure thing in a boxing fight. Anything can happen. It could be the most boringest fight. Canelo can get out there and tear his shoulder up and have to, pull out the fight in the beginning of the fight. We've seen motherfuckers fall out the ring. We've seen motherfuckers get hit after the bell and just get knocked out and quit. You've seen all that. You spend $60, $70, $80, then it's down the drain. And if they wasn't worried about it so much, why do you keep talking about it so much? Why is it a topic at every fucking function you speak at? You could be fucking speaking at a function about, Michael Jordan shoes, and they just bringing it up. They going out that way, but if it was on their network or if the Golden was promoting it on HBO, it'd be the hottest ticket. They'd be fucking celebrating it. They'd be loving it, shoving it down your throat. You see Bob Arum said, I know what it is what it is. Good luck. Bye. He ain't hating, but we gone.